What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. We are taking center stage on the Own It platform. We are bringing back some amazing young ladies to talk to you a little bit about skincare, to talk to you a little bit about just giving. I'm going to bring these ladies on in. Come on in, ladies, and just boogie with me for a minute. We're living life like it is golden. Good morning. Hi.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Megan. How you doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Yes. Good morning, ladies. Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here again. So, everyone, these are the founders of Peri Skin Care, and what they call that is the guardian angel for your skin. Okay,
Yes.
Lisa, please tell us a little bit about Peri Skin Care and just what that does for you.
Oh, I was just putting some on during the break. Some of the body oil. Peri Skin Care is, it's a line that's so pure that you can eat it. And the reason why that's so important is that your skin is, it's an organ, our skin. It's the largest organ in our body. And so whatever we put on it absorbs and gets into every other organ in our body too. So it's really important that what we put on it matters. It's a living, breathing organism. And without it, we would evaporate and die. And so many of us just don't even we don't even look at our skin as an organ. It's just... But seriously, we would evaporate and die if we didn't have it. So it really matters what you put on it. I kind of like to think of it as, like when you eat processed food or you go through the drive-through somewhere and you're eating fries, and at the moment they taste so good, they're salty and they're crispy and they're fresh. Well, okay, not fresh because it's fried, but it just is like delicious. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, I don't feel so good, or my stomach hurts. That's synthetic food. Basically, it's processed. And the same is for skincare. This is just how my brain works, like thinking of ingredients that are synthetic are not great for the skin and the skin's barrier and taking care of the skin. So I like to put whole foods basically on my skin, so it continues breathing, it's not being suffocated, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and it doesn't become damaged or reactive. Because there's certain ingredients that can damage the skin that are put in skincare ingredients, believe it or not. So I like to stay away from those ingredients. And, I birthed it because it just came to me like skin is so important, and I'm so passionate about what I do, and I care for clients. I just want them to have the most amazing skin. So that's why the ingredients we choose for Peri Skin Care are just, they're as pure as you can get, and they're plant-based. So when you put them on your skin, you see a difference right then, and not 4 weeks later or 6 weeks later. You see it right then. Kind of like when you eat a really amazing, meal, or whether you're juicing or whatever it is, you're eating like fresh fruit and vegetables. You feel so good afterwards.
I do.
And you feel it in your body, and you see it. You're like, You're not as bloated. You just feel better energy. So that's. I know I kind of went off there in a tangent, but there's so many things to say, like why it's so important, I just didn't want any junk in it. It's not necessary to have garbage in your skincare. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to put garbage in our skincare products to dilute the efficacy to have more of a profit. That's not what it's about for us. We care about the quality of the skin. Like that is the integrity of the skin is our, like Megan and I, our most important aspect is the integrity of the skin. So we're not going to cut corners and use cheaper quality products just to make a better profit. That's just not what we're about. It's not in our soul. It's not our essence. It's Megan and I are all about like just integrity and doing what's best for the skin and for the environment as well. And that's why we're so passionate about it. So you'll never get a crappy product from us.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love it. So now you have a nonprofit organization. Tell us about your nonprofit organization, because I know it runs, kind of hand in hand with what you do with Peri Skin Care.
It does. It's so awesome that this is coming to fruition, because this is just a gift from God. It's called Michael's Promise, and I named it Michael because of Archangel Michael, or some people call him Saint Michael. He is the angel that gives support and strength in battles against darkness. And Michael's promise is our promise to take care of children and young adults that have been sexually abused. So we are offering them a place where they can come heal. We're all about healing. It's like where the healing begins, where they can heal, and we give them tools to heal so they can learn how to love themselves and not carry the shame or to live in fear any longer. Yeah. So I'm so excited. We have our first fundraiser coming up April 29th.
Yes. Tell us about the fundraiser, because I've been seeing pictures on your page and things.
So we'll have, right now we have 185 tickets sold. Our max is 225. So it's only 40 tickets left. It's amazing. So I'm just, wow, everybody's so supported and loved, and it's really cool to see, like, we all have stuff that happens to us, every single human on earth, right? And we can choose how do we want to overcome it, or do we want to overcome it? But once we do learn how to overcome it, how do we use it for the good of humanity, right? So I experienced abuse as a child, and now I learned to overcome that, to turn that into a miracle for other people so they can learn how to heal, so they don't have to carry that shame, and that's what a gift. Like, and I'm not saying that because of me, I'm just saying it's how you choose.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's what Michael's promise is about. It's like choosing to heal and taking that and turning it into a miracle. If that makes sense. I'm still marinating that in my brain.
And seeing you're so right. I mean, our story is not our story. It's someone else's story. There's someone else out there struggling with, the same thing that you overcame, but they're feeling so alone out there, and they may not have that strength. So I just really commend you for, stepping up, telling your story, sharing it, and really, creating, this, Michael's promise, this organization around that. It's just awesome, Lisa.
Right.
It really
it's Megan gives so many amazing ideas. She's so tapped into that God gene, man. She's just amazing. And she's the one that came up with doing retreats, doing day retreats with the kids and young adults, where we'll take them and do adjunctive therapy, which is so different. Of course, we have a therapist, and we evaluate the level of trauma, but then we'll take them out in nature. And nature's so healing. And we teach them like equine therapy, to go with horses and work with horses. And this is stuff that Megan does all the time. With volunteering, or we'll do kayaking or hiking or music, teaching them how to play and sing, art therapy, working with crystals, yoga, basically learning how to move the energy through the body so it's not trapped. Healing the trauma, learning how to deal with it, and then healing it. So it's real different therapy, and that's how I healed personally. I mean, I did therapy for a long time, but it wasn't until I was in nature, hiking and yoga, where everything just clicked in me and I felt it release from my body. So the retreat idea, that's all credit to Megan. She's the brainchild of that.
No, I know Megan, and look, Megan, also you also do the women's retreats and things too. So since we're talking about retreats, we want to let's definitely touch on that as well. I know now you have one that's going to be coming up again.
Yes, so we have the Empowered Leader Experience coming up February 23rd through March 4th, 2023. And super excited. It's a trip to Uganda. So it's for powerful women leaders to come together, to mastermind, to share best business practices, but then share this extraordinary adventure together in Uganda for 10 days. So we're really excited about it. We've been plotting and planning for a while. We had to postpone it due to COVID, unfortunately, but it's on the schedule. We're rearing to go, and we already have several amazing ladies that have jumped on board and cannot wait, for this life-changing opportunity for these ladies.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. And it is so powerful when you get like-minded, women together in one place. I mean, ladies out there, seriously, you leaders out there, if you want something that is going to really change your life, definitely tap into a retreat like Megan's, because it is going to be life-changing for you. So awesome. Thank you, Megan.
And something I want to point out, Tiffany, and it kind of goes along with, the vision Lisa had to create Michael's Promise in conjunction with Peri Skin Care, where, her business, the skincare business, is supporting the nonprofit. The underlying purpose of the Empowered Leader experience is, inspiring and teaching these ladies how to connect a social cause to their business. Because, once you reach a certain level of business success, it's like, okay, now how can I make a bigger impact? And there's so many cool ways, to connect with something we're passionate about, that we really care about, that we can give back, whether it's our time or money. There's so many different ways that we can make a bigger impact in this world. And so, just like Lisa's doing with Michael's Promise, the retreat is kind of inspiring these women to kind of step up and be a leader and make, the big changes or impacts in this world. So.
Oh, I love it. God, ladies are just, I love you, ladies.
We love you.
Lisa, tell me, what can everyone expect from the event that's coming up? What can they expect?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. So first, it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's awareness. I think awareness is the biggest thing, because not many of us, like, we hear of sexual abuse, but a lot of it's not reported in the media. So I want to create awareness of what more about it. What are the signs and symbols that, I hate to say the word, but pedophiles use? What is grooming, trafficking? What is that all about? What does it look like? Like, all the symbols and signs, and awareness about it. So we are aware in our environment. When we're out there and we see something, we know what's going on, and then we can better be prepared to report it and take care of it, to stop it and work with it. Yeah. So definitely education about that and awareness. And then we have a professional DJ, and we'll have like a silent auction. My God, the generosity is so beautiful. I'm so thankful for everybody. We have like 35 plus baskets. It's anywhere from, I can't remember the exact count, 35 to 40 baskets. And they're nice baskets, for the raffle. Then we have a 50-50, and we have sideboards, and the silent auction items are incredible. Like, one of them is a beautiful hotel in Nashville, the Omni Hotel. The hotel is amazing, and includes valet and breakfast for two. And what are some of the others? Beautiful Citizens Watch. I mean, it's just incredible, the gifts. The generosity of people opening their hearts, to wanting to help, to raise humanity's consciousness, to shine a light on this darkness, and to get the kids out of darkness into the light. Because, when something happens to us, whatever it is in life that's traumatic, we can either choose to stay there in that darkness and turn to drugs, alcohol, addictions of shopping, eating, whatever it may be, or we can kind of get back into the light and stay there and heal, and stay there and do what's more in alignment with us and for our life purpose. Because our life purpose is not to stay in darkness. It's not to be consumed by fear. It's just to lead God's will, to be just an amazing, beautiful soul, whatever that looks like,
Yeah. So you guys have a TV show, right? It's Light It Up.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the TV show. Who actually inspired the TV show?
Oh, do you want me to share?
Yeah, you take it.
Okay. So it's very inspired. How it all came together is pretty awesome. So, of course, Lisa and I have known each other forever. I mean, I met Lisa when I was 18 and she was 19. So we've been friends ever since. But we were introduced, I was introduced on LinkedIn to Lori Dixon, one of our co-hosts, and we met during COVID on LinkedIn and became fast friends and did a lot of collaborations together. She actually wanted to be an ambassador for Peri Skin Care. So then when Lisa came to visit one time, we're like, oh, we should go up to Dallas to go meet Lori. Yeah. And so we did. And then Lori ended up taking us to Zondra's TV studio, and Zondra TV network is up in Dallas, and Zondra is our fourth member of the cast. So yeah, we were all together just chatting and sharing our stories and what we do. And Zondra was like, oh my gosh, we need to do a TV show together. And we're all like, yes. And so at the time, we were experiencing all the negativity from the media, fear-based media because of, COVID and what was going on in our world. And so we're like, we need to bring a light and positivity to the media. And so we came up with the concept of Light It Up TV. Ignite Your Life is the tagline. And it's all about bringing that light and positivity, encouraging people to shine their light, to be of service with their gifts. Don't come from fear anymore. Just get out there and be yourself and inspire others to do the same. So we had, a whole series of episodes. We just filmed our 10th and actually 11th episode last weekend in front of a live audience.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Was it last weekend, or maybe it was the weekend before? Not this past weekend, the weekend before. And it was super magical to have that audience there and get, real-time feedback in between segments. But our topic was, what is your superpower? Which is really cool to kind of take a look at. And it's not about, being a superhero and having the cape on, but like we all have some superpower that we can use, to give back, to make a difference, to be of service. And it usually comes from our life experiences and our journey and what we've learned along the way and the things that we can share, to make a difference in others' lives. So yes, we're super excited about this show. It's available on streaming TV on Amazon, Apple TV, Roku, and we also, you can get to it at lightituptv.com. It's LITE, lightituptv.com, where you can learn more about it and access the episodes. So we hope you'll take advantage of watching, and also, feel free to share it with a friend who might need a little more light and positivity in their life.
Yes, love that. Well, ladies, it's April, and for us in Phoenix Fitness Fanatics, we say that is detoxing, that is spring cleaning time. When you're detoxing the mind, body, and spirit, what are ways that, I'll start with you, Lisa, what are some ways that you would detox your mind, body, and spirit?
Great question. For me, how it started for me, I really paid attention to this about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. I stopped watching the news. I was in a pretty dark place. My brother passed away, and it just sent me in this like downward spiral, right, of depression and just blah. And I noticed, I remember saying to God, I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel better, like have hope. And then it's like, it's almost as if I heard God say, stop watching the news, because I was watching the news and I really realized how negative it is. It's just like, whoa, I don't like how I feel after watching that. So I turned it off and I stopped watching it. And then I started to pay attention to the music I was listening to in my car at home. And there was this one song, and I was listening to the lyrics and it hit me. And I'm like, wait, what did he just say? Wait, he just said, what about her body? Oh my God. That's so disrespectful. I don't want to listen to that garbage, like garbage in, garbage out. Right. So I was like, okay, I choose not to listen to that kind of music anymore, So I started listening to more elevating music and I got into the whole Hertz thing. There's this really cool channel, Project 369 on YouTube that I listen to, and it's all like raising your vibration. I love it. It's like I can't get enough of it, right? So I started watching that, and then that turned into food I was eating, because I eat pretty good, but there's times where, I'm like, oh gosh, I just want like, I don't know, some processed like Oreos or something.
Yeah.
They're so garbage. Anyways, so I started paying attention to the food I was eating, and I thought, God, I just feel so low energy and blah after eating this. I don't want to eat that. I want to eat foods that are like more whole and just pure, and because I feel so good after eating that. So then I just switched. So it was like gradual changes that I could keep up with, and not just like overnight, you can't do this, you can't listen to this, you can't go here. No, it was just gradual changes. And as I started doing that, I started becoming more clear. Like clarity was entering my life more and more. And it was easier for me to feel better about myself and make better decisions, and to be able to trust myself in my decisions and not second guess myself. So that's how I started. Now it's becoming like second nature,
Yeah.
It feels good. That's like a detox for me. More my mind and my body too. Yeah.
It's all of it. What about
is.
you, Megan?
Yeah, detoxing for me, when I think about it, it's about removing clutter from your life. And clutter is like a big weight that's just like holding you down. And so, getting organized, like physically removing clutter from your space, like your office or your home, I think is a great way. This whole spring cleaning thing goes along with that, right? So getting organized, I think, helps to lift that weight a little bit. But then simplifying your life. I think, we all have so many things going on at any given time. And for me lately, I've been thinking about like, what are the things that I really want to do? And, that mean the most to me. And what are some things I can let go that are not serving me any longer, or they're just not in alignment with my purpose or goals moving forward? And, how can I just simplify my life? And so I've done that in my personal life and in my business, and also releasing negativity. So whether that's, your thoughts, or like Lisa said, the news, or negative people in your world. Those negative people are just like, they just suck the life out of you and drain your energy. So, sometimes unfortunately it's family members, and you can't necessarily remove them from your life, but, being conscious of, setting boundaries and not being around it as much as you can. So you're just really being conscious and aware of your thoughts and your environment, and making sure you're keeping it positive. And then, once you're able to remove some of that clutter, then you have time to focus on you. Right. And so focusing on you, your health, like Lisa said, eating better, exercising. And for me, it's about, what brings joy to your life? What are you passionate about? And for me, it's giving back. And I carve out time in my schedule every week to do that, no matter what. And that, it's great to be successful and make money and get to do fun things. But there's so much joy that comes from giving back and, donating your time and efforts and money to a cause that you believe in. So that's where the joy comes for me. So that's kind of my version and thought around
detoxing, spring cleaning. Thank you, ladies. And I definitely have to agree with you, Lisa, on the whole deleting the news. I had to let go of the news a long time ago, and there are times where I'll have family members say, well, you just don't know what's going on in the world then. No, I do. Right. I'm online enough. I have everyone else watching it for me, so I'm okay. But it gives me anxiety. It really does.
Yes.
If someone is that they have it on, or if I go into a place and they have the news on or something, I just have to put on my earphones and put on that happy music, because they definitely do focus on the negative. And there's so much good going on out there. So
So
I
Yes.
tell you,
much.
we need to start a news channel, the happy news channel, right?
I know.
All
I
positive.
agree. It's almost as you hear like the Matrix in the movie, and you hear like, oh, we live in a Matrix. It really like dawned on me. We do. It's like, but we can choose. We're told basically how to think, how to dress, what to eat, how to act. Like we're almost like we're programmed. We're programmed to age. By the time you hit 50, you should be on certain medications for diabetes, for your blood pressure, for cholesterol. No, you don't. Or you're too old, like you're 35 and you're just becoming pregnant for the first time. You're too old. No, you're not.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, like we're so programmed to like
Yeah.
age and think and do, and it's like, no, clear out. Once I learned how to clear out all that garbage and just let my soul shine, it's like everything just became in alignment. And
Yes.
I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just like, I don't need anybody to tell me how to think.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
God made my brain amazing. He made yours amazing. He made Megan's amazing. Every human he made amazing. I'm going to continue to stay in alignment with the light so it stays that way. That's the choice, free choice. But it's incredible. So I don't need someone telling me what's best for my body, what's best for my brain. I just like to dial in with God, and I hear it from there. There's my source,
Yeah.
the light.
Yep.
That's what works for me. And,
Yeah. Yeah. And we really do have the power to create the environment in which we can flourish. Like, so we do have control over that. So if we are, watching the news or letting negative people into our world, or, whatever it is, we can control that. So it's a choice, like you said, Lisa. And so how do you want to live your life,
Yeah.
and start
I'm glad you just said
looking at
that,
that, and what are the things that you need to remove?
Right. And I'm glad you just said that, because during that period, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was starting to think about the way I would talk to myself. It wasn't kind. And I thought, my God, I would never date somebody that talks to me the way I talk to myself.
Wow.
I was like, what?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's an excellent point.
They say, like, if you want a life partner or a marriage or whatever it may be, your soulmate, whatever it is, write a list of everything that you want in that person and then become it. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did, and I started writing stuff down, like, well, I'm not this list yet. And that's so important that I become this in order to attract that. So, hey, Lisa, stop saying negative things about yourself. Right. And wow, that took time for me to retrain my subconscious, because your subconscious takes everything in. Right.
Everything.
And so really, and it's still a process. It will be till the day I die, but I'm learning to speak positive and more joy, more optimism of what it is that I would like to experience in my life, instead of coming from what I don't have.
Right.
So it's really changed. Like an example of, I used to have such anxiety about making the rent payment for my business every month. And now I'm just like, it's going to be there.
Right.
It's there. It's fine. It's all good. I mean, our rent just went up tremendously last month, and it's fine.
Everything, right? Wow.
I'm not going to focus on the lack, because I don't want to. That's what I'll bring more in. So whatever you focus on is what you bring attention to.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Right. And we only have this one life that we know of. We may be other parallel universes, but for right now,
right?
we only have this one life. So why not make it the most amazing life that you possibly can?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why work against yourself,
Yeah.
So, that's just where I'm at.
Ladies, it has almost been 30 minutes. I cannot believe this. So please, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Lisa. Let's just give our audience just some special thought, some encouragement, just a special message before we close today.
Oh, I would say you're so loved. I mean, you're made from God. You have God's DNA inside of you. Surrender to it. Surrender to God's love. It's the most purest, amazing energy ever. God doesn't judge you.
Right. That's right.
Surrender to God's love and love yourself, and it all aligns. And listen to your intuition, because that's God talking. That's my belief. You know.
Awesome. Thank you. What about you, Megan?
Yeah, so I just, I'm all about, empowering women and encouraging them to own their value so they can earn their worth. And, that means, stepping out there, and being courageous, taking inspired action, being of service with your gifts. So yeah, I just want to encourage you to do that and, step out of the fear or negativity that's all around us, and use that courage to be a light and inspiration to others. And I believe now is our time, as women, especially to step into that and to really use our gifts to make a difference in the world.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. Well, all right. I'm going to go ahead. I will meet you backstage in just a minute. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this morning. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Business Spotlight on Peri Skin Care founders Lisa Stewart and Megan Tull. They are amazing. If you want to connect with them, please connect with them at the Peri Skin Care. It's actually running along the ticker there. And if you want to donate or get involved with Michael's Promise, please go to periskincare.com as well. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.